Welcome back to Mega Man 11. So, we just defeated Bounce Man. So, going in weakness order, Rubber beats Electricity, so we'll be going on to Fuse Man. So, fun fact! The music that plays in Fuse Man's stage is actually the music that they used for the trailer in this game. Back when this game was first announced. And I like this song. Also, so I bought the speed gear booster. What that does is it makes you move at normal speed in speed gear mode, but everything else stays slower. You can actually turn the... and something I didn't mention before, you can actually, even after you purchase the item from the shop, you can actually turn them on or off at your leisure. So if you don't want to have faster movement on the speed gear, but you wanted to buy it just for the achievement or completionist's sake, you can turn it off without needing to use it if you want. Anyway, as for Fuse Man stage, there's going to be a lot of electrical currents, of course, because he's the electric enemy of the game. What I was trying to show off is that the bounce ball can destroy certain sections of his stage, but I was thinking too far ahead. You can't actually destroy the electric drills here. It's a little further on in the stage where you can actually start destroying the environment. It's those things over there. So I was being a little bit reckless here, and I've taken a lot more hits than I normally would at this point. But you know, I'm not a professional Let's Player. Even though I do really like Mega Man, I'm not the best at this game, I will freely admit. So once again, using Power Gear with your weapons is really helpful. Power Gear with the acid barrier makes shots get reflected and you can do splash damage, quite literally. So good. Just be careful and you don't overdo it. And then you got these drones. Now, the electrical current on the floor there is not instant kill. It just hurts a lot if you fall into it. I apologize for my standing around here. In the middle of this recording, I think somebody was talking to me on Discord or something. That or, like, paused to, like, take a break or something. So I tried to edit it down as much as I possibly could, so I apologize if it's got points where I'm just kind of sitting, doing nothing. But anyway, so the gimmick for this stage is that there's electrical currents all over the place that'll shock you. So you have to time your jumps. Or you can just completely destroy the puzzle entirely with the bounce ball and completely negate all challenge whatsoever. Again, this game is very similar to things like in Mega Man X, where after beating certain bosses, it changes the stage in a way. Although instead of the stage itself changing, just from you selecting it, you have the option to change how the stage plays depending on what order you went in. So, if you went to Bounce Man and then came here, you can use Bounce Man's weapon to change the stage layout. It's a nice thing, especially since that's something that's not normally in the Classic series. Actually, I don't think it's ever been in the Classic series before now, so that's a nice change. This is also another stage that, while it is possible to do without using the speed gear at all, most of the puzzles, or most of the obstacles, they expect you to use the speed gear to get around, because the timing to getting through certain things is extremely strict. So use the speed gear to your advantage to avoid certain traps and such, and then you'll take less damage. Also, there is something. Also, another thing that while this game does have some challenging spots to it, it does a good job of semi-balancing out the challenge by giving you sections like this, where enemies will just keep respawning in an easy-to-avoid hallway. So you can just stand here and farm for life and weapon energy all you want. Which is something that I actually do off camera here for a second because I wanted to get more health. But don't worry, I edit that out and we jump ahead here. Again, more timing puzzles that expect you to use the speed gear, or you can just tank the hits, or If you're fast enough, you don't need to use any of it. Such as right here, you can just slide right through it. I love doing that. That kind of puzzling, that kind of design is awesome, where if you just time your slide fast enough, you can just get through it instantly. It's great. So this mini-boss, you have to shoot it in the face. Like I mentioned before, every mini-boss's weakness is actually weak to the same thing that the boss is weak to. I think. I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's just certain items do more damage than others. But considering the bounce ball gets rid of the electrical currents that the electrical machines that it spawns too, I'm pretty sure that thing is weak to the bounce ball. And I got super reckless, as you can see, but thankfully I got some health. So yeah, and again, this is another spot where I don't think it's possible to get. It has to be possible to beat the game without the speed gear. The developers even said it is totally beatable without the speed gear, but I don't see how you can avoid damage from that without the speed gear, is what I'm saying. So use it when you want to. You don't have to, but it's there to make things easier. And Batauntauns are back. I don't know if they actually have a high drop rate like they tend to do in other Mega Man games. Maybe it all depends on the difficulty. But normally those enemies will drop large weapon energy or extra lives pretty frequently, but they don't seem to do that as much in this game. That's why I'm thinking it might have something to do with what difficulty you do it on. Also, I don't know why I decided to get rid of those traps, because you could also just skip over it using Rush. Thanks, Rush. You're a good dog. Well, my health is still kind of low. So don't worry. I edit out that I start grinding here because I want some health. So yeah. Excuse me. These big guys, they're really simple. Just keep shooting them. Something else I noticed too is, like, there's another item upgrade you can get that'll make you shoot pellets faster, but I feel like I can shoot rapidly much faster than usual in this game. Like, just rapidly tapping the A button, I can get a lot of shots off at a time without having to use, like, charge shots or anything. And here I thought I could actually destroy these things using the bounce ball, but I was mistaken. Also, I want that energy tank. Ow. That was reckless here. I could have just avoided it entirely and just bought one myself. Oh well, I needed it anyway. Ow. So yeah, this stage is a little bit tricky. I won't say it's hard, but the entire difficulty of Mega Man 11 in general, it's kind of hard for me to describe if it's actually difficult or not. I mean, certain things are. Like, I still say that Mega Man 10 is a little bit harder than this. Not by much, but enough to matter. Anyway, we're on to Fuse Man. And Fuse Man is basically a combination of Elect Man and Quick Man. So he will shoot an electric orb that travels around the room. You can see the wires in the background, and then he'll teleport above you to try and either shoot electrical orbs at you or to pound down on you. Then when he activates speed gear, he'll zip around super fast and definitely try to pile drive into you. My best advice is to just spam the power gear with the bounce ball. And use energy tanks if you need to, although I thought I was going to die and used an energy tank, ends up I defeated him anyway. Oops. Oh well, I can always buy more later. And for defeating Fuse Man, we get probably my favorite new weapon of this game, the Scramble Thunder. Sorry, I said it a little too soon there. I forgot how long it takes to load this. But yeah, Scramble Thunder. you shoot an electrical orb to the left and right of you, and they travel up and down the wall. And if you use the powered gear, the spark becomes gigantic, and it can actually go through shields and stuff. It's really, really good.
Yo, Mega, can I interest you in some parts?
So now we have new upgraded items. And now, because I actually used the Charge Shot Faster and Buster Plus chip and got a bunch of weapon energy, I can now upgrade the weapon energy, the energy balancer, to the energy balancer Neo, which is the best version of it's the best version of the energy balancer ever in the entire series. So the original energy balancer would put weapon energy into the weapon with the least amount of energy. Still good. Energy balancer Neo puts all the weapon energy into every weapon, regardless of how much energy it has. So if you have all 8 weapons drained of energy and you pick up a large weapon energy, all 8 of your weapons will get that energy refilled. It's fantastic. So now you don't ever have to worry about selecting a specific weapon anymore. You can just pick up weapon energy whenever you want. So, going in weakness order, next up is Tundra Man, because this is going to go by Mega Man 1 logic, where thunder beats ice and ice beats fire. Makes sense. So Tundra Man is this game's ice level. A nice fun factoid about Tundra Man, though, is something that this game has is you can actually look into the enemy bios for all the Robot Masters. It'll explain what they were designed for, who designed them, and whatnot. So you find out that Tundra Man was actually designed by Cossack Industries. For anyone that knows their Mega Man lore, Cossack was the name of the doctor in Mega Man 4. This is, from my understanding, the first game to ever acknowledge characters from previous games outside of something like Mega Man 7 and 8. They don't explicitly say it was Dr. Cossack who designed him. It could have just been someone that works for Dr. Cossack. It could have been Kalinka for all we know. But hey, that's interesting to know. Onto the stage itself, your standard ice level. There is also an item that you can buy that'll prevent you from slipping on ice. Personally, I don't think it's very useful. I don't think it's that... But I don't think you necessarily need it. Sorry, I'm tripping over my own words here. Because this is the only ice stage in the game. So I don't think you necessarily need the ice, the anti-slip thing. Also, this also kind of reminds me of Commando Man stage from Mega Man 10 with the blizzard. The blizzard's going to push you towards the direction that it's blowing. Similar to how the sandstorm in Commando Man stage would push you depending on what direction it was going. So you can use that to your advantage to make bigger jumps. Also, poor Rush if you try to summon Rush in the middle of this... If you try to summon Rush in the middle of this blizzard, it'll also push Rush to the side, poor dog. I was trying to get that bolt, but it was apparently not working. Come on, Rush. Get me up there. Come on, you can do it. There you go. Good boy, Rush. That was a nice little workout for you, buddy. But now we're back to the normal spots. This stage is pretty basic now that part's done. Really, the only parts that are somewhat difficult are the blizzard sections. And these cameras here are kind of annoying to deal with too, so there's that. But the charge shot can break through shields, so you don't have to worry about that. That's also another thing too that I like about this game. They've had that before where the charge shot can break through shields before, but that was usually only exclusive to other playable characters like Bass or Proto Man, who by the way neither are in this game for some reason. There's no reference to Proto Man or Bass at all. I guess it's because in this version, since it's been so long since they made a game, the developers just wanted to go back to basics, so it's Mega Man 1-ish style with Mega Man 3 and 4 stuff with the slide and charge shot and all that. So maybe if there's a Mega Man 12, they'll bring Proto Man back. We'll see. It's been about 2 years since this game came out, so, and we still haven't had another Mega Man game since, so we'll see. Maybe Capcom's changed a little bit, and though they acknowledge that Mega Man still exists, they're not going to oversaturate the market with him and make a new game every year. Maybe we'll get a new Mega Man game soon. I mean, the way the world is right now, if there was going to be one, it was probably delayed, but that's a whole nother can of worms there that I'm not going to go into. Point is, Mega Man's back, and hopefully in the future there's a Mega Man 12 or a revival of the Mega Man X series, or heck, even a revival of older franchises like the ZX series, since ZX3 never happened. Maybe that'll happen one day, who knows, with the release of the Mega Man Zero collection and stuff, because according to Capcom, this game was made because the classic collections that were released for Switch, PS4, and Xbox One sold so well that they decided to make Mega Man 11. So, if Mega Man 11 sold well, maybe that'll be enough for them to decide to make a Mega Man 12. If the X collection sold well, maybe we'll get a Mega Man X9. If people bought the Zero ZX collection, maybe we'll get a ZX3. Who knows? So that mini-boss, again, it's weak to Scramble Thunder. You can take it out super... the weakness is actually the display that the Mastodon is on, not the Mastodon itself. But we'll fight another one, so I'll get to explain him a little more next time. I kind of got onto a ramble that... I was kind of rambling there, so I didn't talk about the mini-boss. My bad. You have those eagles that are going to drop ice balls on you. They're pretty simple to avoid. And I've pretty much explained the entirety of this stage now, so the rest of it is just getting through it. There's a weapon tank up there. Again, you can use Rush, although Rush is going to get pushed to the side by the wind. And again, I just enjoy using the stage layout and gimmicks to my advantage, like using the wind to make you jump farther. It's fun. I like this stage a lot. I like the music a lot in this game too. It's not the... I don't think it's the same composer that did like Mega Man 9 and 10, which is unfortunate because that was the same composer that did Mega Man like 1, 2, and 3. But I think the music in this game's pretty good. Also, that cheap shot of the Joe there. You can use the speed gear to slide through that hallway before the Joe lands on you, and then you can just dodge him altogether, but oh well. This also kind of reminds me of Frostman. Not Frostman. Blizzard Man. No, not Blizzard Man. Freeze Man. That's who it was. Freeze Man in Mega Man 7, with all the dinosaurs in the background and such. Oh, this part. I did a really horrible job of going through this section here. I, for some reason, had really bad timing with my jumps here, and the respawning camera enemies kept getting in the way. I could have done so much better on this, but there, see, then I get knocked all the way back down again, which means all the enemies I killed down, that are destroyed down there, are going to respawn, and now all the enemies up here are going to respawn. Yeah. And I missed my jump there because I was trying to use the speed gear because I wanted to see if I can get something out of that. Ugh. Man, so many amateurish mistakes here. I'm not dying, I'm just slipped. Well, actually, now I am, but ugh. This is bad. I almost died here. And now you can see I'm in panic mode, how I'm just slipping and sliding everywhere here. Yeesh. There we go. Alright, well, that was fun. Not really, but okay, we made it through. That's all that matters. And we're almost to the end of the stage. I think we just need this one last hallway. And once again, use the blizzard to your advantage to jump through here faster. There is a slight gap down here where you can slide through and get an energy tank in the middle. I think you need to use rush jet to get that, because then if you go the upper path, you can get an extra life. Or you can just run right through it and just ignore it altogether and just... Yay. So we're at the boss, and I'm probably gonna die. Because I don't have an energy tank. Oh well, we'll see what I can do here. Again, and even the background here kind of reminds me of the boss room for Freeze Man stage with the dinosaur and all that. So this is Tundra Man. He likes to skate around a lot. In his bio, it's also explained that he's a figure skater for fun. He also likes to warn people about the dangers of global warming and all that sort of good stuff.
Now, start the music. You want to dance? Feel freeze.
Alright, so I just wanted to let him speak so you can actually hear his voice. So anyway, he skates around the room. He's really fast. And his weakness is Scramble Thunder, because just like Mega Man 1, Iceman was weak to Thunder Beam. And when he uses his speed gear, he's going to skate across the room 3 times, and then on the 4th time he's going to jump in the middle and use his Tundra Storm Blast. He's fast, he's going to do, and difficult to avoid, but if you spam the Scramble Thunder, he goes down no problem. You might take a few hits as per usual, but he's not too terribly bad, despite the fact that I died to him by having low health. For defeating Tundra Man, we get Tundra Storm, which is the best screen nuking attack in the game. It's similar to the Storm Tornado from Mega Man X, except instead of it except it more acts like the charged up version of the Storm Tornado from Mega Man X, where it goes above and below you, and then when you use the power gear version, it creates an ice wave that hits the entire screen, completely destroying all enemies, including shielded weapons, including shield-bearing enemies like Joes and Mets in one hit. It's super good. Anyway, sorry I went on a slight ramble, and I even heard myself, my voice kind of got me tongue-tied on a few things there. Sorry. I guess a lot of things happened real fast here. But in the next video, we're going to go on to Torchman, which is my least favorite stage in the game. So we'll move on to that next time. See you guys then.